everyone. Welcome to the Unstuck Leader Series. I'm super excited to have Erika as our special guest today. I'm Nadia Ramtran, the president and CEO of NRNY Consulting and the founder of Unstuck Leader. So you all know a little bit about me from social media, from engaging with me, whether personally or professionally, and I'd love to hear Erika share more about herself. I met Erika. We used to work together. Starting
Years.
in 2012, and which seems very long ago, which it probably is. It's very long time ago. And we worked in a program together, and I just had such an amazing experience as Erika's friend and colleague, and getting to know her and just see her growing throughout her personal and professional journey. So, Erika, welcome to our Unstuck Leader series. I'm super excited to have you with us today. And if you would just share with everyone who's tuning in, just share more about yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Nadira, first and foremost, for inviting me. I have to say that I'm really proud of you in regards to the fact that you've come to this point of being your own CEO. So congratulations in regards to that. And yes, we've known each other since the Jewish Forward days in regards to social services. And a little bit about myself right now, I am working at Barrier Free Living, which is a domestic violence program for survivors, as well as with disabilities. So I'm the program director at one of our offices, which is the non-residential part. And I'm recently there. I've been there about 7, 8 months. So my career has been as a social worker for many years, since about 2008. And my passion has always been clinical. So in regards to doing the counseling, making sure that I'm with the client in regards to their mental health and seeing them grow. So for the first time, this is the first time that I'm in a role in which I'm a leader in regards to a team. And I do some of the counseling, but more than anything, it's now more in regards to the programming, right? So the programming and being able to really appreciate all of the background that comes into having programs like this exist. So it's been a great opportunity. I have to say, though, that before that, I never would have accepted being a director. It was one of those things in which I was like, I need to be type A, I need to be organized, and that is not me at all. And Nadira knows that. So one of the things,
huh? When we worked together, I remember your desk. I would just
yes.
But it was like an organized chaos.
Yes, there was a dysfunction, but I had a function within it, right? But it was one of those things in which when the chief program officer reached out to me and she wanted me to take this position. I guess she saw something in me, which I really do appreciate. But I was just like, no, I was like, I don't do, fundings and numbers and spreadsheets. That's not me. I'm here to see the growth in people. And she was just like, trust me, this is a step that you should take just overall. So I'm really grateful for that. And it has been a growing place because it is really not just about, granted, all that administrative stuff, but really being a little bit more hands-on in regards to what I hope, right, to be able to lead a team to do the work effectively and in a supportive way. Because one of the things that really, as you know, with social services is that there's a huge burnout, right? We're out there trying to really work with a system that doesn't always work with us. So wanting to not have our staff members really burn out and feel like, oh, what's the point in this? So I'm happy to be in this role so far.
Awesome. And can you share with us your stuck to unstuck story?
Yes. I have to say, I mean, through the journey, and I think it's common that we are all feeling a bit stuck in different places and not knowing exactly where to go. I have felt stuck personally, right, in regards to the fact that, especially as being a first-time mom, I wanted to continue being my high career woman because all I ever did was work. I was a social worker the typical social worker, right, that has 2, 3 jobs. That's all I ever did, including the weekends. And I thought that I could do it all. And then wanting to just basically make it work career-wise, but then now this huge role as a mom and trying to navigate that. So for a bit, I felt stuck. I didn't know. I wanted to find a balance, but I didn't want to fail in either way, which I'm sure is like the mommy guilt that comes in all the time, in which we want to take care of everything. But it did come to a point where I realized that because I was stuck, it was starting to really impact, right? And I have no problem sharing, just basically realizing, as many moms, that we do end up with having some type of postpartum depression, not knowing exactly what to do, but functioning, right? Because I was still working, still taking care of the baby, and doing everything, but then I was not really focusing on myself and just kind of like, just doing what I had to do and surviving it, but I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I was feeling, I even gained, I would have to say, a certain amount of weight that wasn't healthy for me in regards to my health. I didn't feel as if I was where I wanted to be. It was tough. So that's when I started to feel stuck, but I had to do the internal work myself. I needed to realize what I needed to do. So a few things that I started to do was, we as therapists, we think we don't need therapy, but we do. We need that support as well. So doing the therapy part, doing the more of figuring out what's the eating style that's best for me, and slowly I was able to get myself out of that, and start to feel a little bit more confident, more energy. And I think that that energy helps with the mind in regards to seeing more clarity.
Right.
So with that, I think that I was able to at least start to grow a bit,
Hmm.
even so
What,
professionally.
what would you say was like your turning point where you felt like, um, I don't want to be this way anymore. I know that I can do more for myself while being a mom, while being a new mom.
Hmm.
Was there like, what was the thought that came up for you, or like that constantly came up for you, or what did like your inner voice push you to like do? What was it saying?
Hmm. That's a great question. I think the one thing that I remember one day looking in the mirror, I was like, I'm tired of feeling tired. It was just like that tiredness of like feeling stuck. It was basically what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So just feeling that tiredness and feeling as if I wasn't really being my best self while I was trying to do everything,
Yeah.
but not being my best self.
And what would you say was like different from you? Because I think, I can completely relate to what you're sharing, and that sometimes I'll look at the mirror, or like I'll say to myself, I'm like tired. So what was that extra push for you? Because I think many of us will say that we're tired, or we might look in the mirror and there may be something that we're not completely happy with. But then you decided to like really make that change, right? Like make that shift for yourself. And so what was different for you? Like um, really, I don't know, I don't want to use the word push again, but what really drove you to say, you know what, I'm really tired of this. Like, I'm really sick of this, or I'm like, I'm not, enjoying where I am right now, and I need to like really change. So what was that like, really like that sharp turning point for you?
No, I definitely hear you. I think it's definitely more than just physical tiredness. I think it's like something in your soul that you just feel. It's something in regards to the fact of kind of like this heaviness of just feeling like you're not yourself. You're not fully yourself. And it's like she's in there somewhere, but with everything compiled, she's kind of gotten buried in there, and just kind of just basically functioning just because we have to, but not fully feeling like myself. And I'll even say, like, even like at one point, things really got pretty rocky. And I think that happens a lot in regards to parents when they first have a baby, of just kind of feeling that disconnect and being like, I miss you. I miss who you used to be. And that really hit home, because it's true. It's one of those things in which I really wasn't myself. I was trying to figure out this new role, who I wanted to be career wise, mom wise, but it just wasn't clicking, and it
Yeah.
wasn't where I wanted it to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very powerful, right? Like when you mention like the soul, because that is like your whole being. And
Hmm.
the fact that you recognize that, you're aware of it, and it's like you listen to what, not just like what your body was telling you, but it was like maybe like something spiritually, or just whatever else was coming up for you. Like you knew that your energy and that your presence wasn't who you knew that you could be. So I think that's a very powerful, addition to your story. And just like share that, I'm like, I could relate to that. I totally felt that way when, I became a new mom, and it was like, oh my goodness, I now have to take care of like this little human being,
Mm-hmm.
and I still want to have my life. I still want to like work. I still want to do
Of course.
different things. How do I like manage all those, different aspects of life? And so we make it work. I think if what your power is, what your personal power is, you just take that and you create. You can literally create the life that you want, and be the best parent that you can be, and like show
Mm.
up as powerfully as possible. And there's some days where we might not show up as powerfully, but we keep going and you make it work.
Absolutely. Those ups and downs are real. Like, I mean, and that's life, right? It's one of those things in which some days you feel your best and you're like, I got this. And then some days I'm like, nah, I
Right.
don't got it. That's okay. That's tomorrow's a new day.
Exactly. Just like, forgive yourself, like have compassion for yourself, be empathetic with yourself, be kind to yourself. I think these are all things that we could be doing more of, and not put so much pressure on ourselves to like have to think we have to do things in a certain way. So I love
Yeah.
that you shared your story. And how has so what is it like now for you, since you I think your daughter is 5 now?
She is. She's
Yeah.
5 now.
So, what has it been like since, becoming a new mom to now being, 5 years into motherhood?
I mean, we're still trying to figure it out, right? Every day it's like they throw us different things in regards to who they are as a little person. But she's my main drive. She's the reason why it's like, I know that she's watching because one of the biggest things that I've learned is they don't do what you say, they do as you do. And I'm constantly like, I'm not perfect, and I want that's one thing I really want her to learn about me is I'm not perfect. Mommy, yes, I'm the person that I want you to look up to as best possible, but I make mistakes. I'm flawed. I will have good days. I'll have bad days. I have an array of emotions because I want her to feel that it's okay to just be. I don't ever want her to feel like she has to like have this bar that she needs to meet all the time, because I think I felt that to a certain degree a lot of times, like you need to do these certain things. And I definitely appreciate the reason why I had to do that in regards to being able to, coming from immigrant parents, there was this internal pressure, right? There was this pressure about not making their sacrifice to come to this country ever go to waste. So it was the pressure of going to college, making sure you're professional, don't get pregnant at a young age because we didn't come here to do that. So all these internalized messages in regards to the fact of you're Latina, you need to realize that these stereotypes come and you can't present us that way. That is huge. That was always kind of heavy and always on top of us.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to say it didn't pan out great, but I don't want her to feel like she has to be constantly watching to not be able to make mistakes. Yeah.
That's great. That's so amazing to hear, Erica. And I know that you're a great mom, professional, friend, person who shows up in this world just as you are. And I think seeing you on your journey is super inspirational. And just seeing how you're showing up in the world and what you're doing, I know that it's making an impact on everyone who engages with you.
Oh, thank you.
For being you.
Thank
And to
you.
end our time together, I always do these table topics. So this particular theme is inspiring women. I thought it was very fitting for our conversation today. So I don't know what the cards say. So I'm going to choose one at random. Here we go. Okay. Who's your style role model?
Style, meaning like fashion style? Oh,
That's a good question.
that is a good question. Huh. I mean, I have to say that the women in my family, they're all pretty, always on point in regards to how you have to look, and you know, they try to be very classy and presentable, and I think that I really did adapt my style, a little bit of them and a little bit of me, because I'm a little bit more on the edge. I'm the one that, even though I like to have a style and look really nice and professional and neat, I'm the one with the nose ring and the tattoo. So it's like classy but a little bit on the edge.
Love it. Erika, thank you so much for your energy
Uh,
today, being with us, and sharing, these amazing gems, with
no,
myself and everyone tuning in. We'd love to have you back in the future if you're
no,
open to
thank
it.
you.
And I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
And I appreciate you. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and continue to do what you're doing, because it's amazing. And I really, when I say I'm proud of you, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Bye, everyone. Until next time.
Bye.